If you're seeing this video right now, stop scrolling for a moment and really let this sink in. Because this didn't show up by accident. Something in your life, something in your energy, something deep inside you has already started shifting. And even if you're not fully aware of it yet, a part of you knows something has been changing. You can feel it. You can sense it. You can't explain it, but it's there. And that's exactly why this message found you at this moment. We're used to thinking that we choose what we click on or what we watch, but sometimes the timing is too perfect. Sometimes things appear right when you need them, not before, not after. The truth is, there are moments when life, the universe, or your own inner intelligence steps in and places something in front of you to wake you up, guide you, or push you forward. And this is one of those moments. Think about the last few days or weeks. Have you felt different? Maybe a little disconnected from your old routines. Maybe more aware of your feelings, or more tired, or more sensitive to things you used to ignore. Maybe you've been questioning things more, wondering why certain people or situations feel off. Or maybe you've noticed little signs or coincidences that feel too strange to ignore. That's not random. That's a signal. A quantum shift is not something loud or dramatic at first. It doesn't always feel like fireworks or big revelations. Most of the time, it starts quietly, like a slight pull inside you, a tiny voice, a small nudge that says something is changing. And if you're here, watching this, then that shift has already been activated. The door has already opened. You've already stepped onto a new path, even if it doesn't look like it yet. And in this chapter, I'm going to tell you exactly why you were drawn to this message, why it appeared now, and what it means for you. By the end of this part, you'll understand the meaning behind this moment and why your next chapter is already unfolding beneath the surface. So before we go deeper into the signs and the steps you'll take next, let's start with the real reason this video was able to reach you in the first place. There are times in life when your inner world changes before your outer world does. You start shifting internally, your beliefs, your desires, your frequency, long before the rest of your life catches up. This inner shift is what pulls new experiences, new people, and new messages into your reality. It's like tuning a radio. When you change the frequency, you start receiving a completely different broadcast. You didn't look for it. It arrived because you matched it. Right now, you're matching something new. That's why this showed up. Maybe you've been done with your old patterns. Maybe you're tired of repeating the same lessons. Maybe you've been wanting more peace, more purpose, or more clarity. Maybe you've been wanting to break free from something. Or maybe you've been sensing that there's something bigger for you, even if you can't see it clearly yet. These thoughts, these emotions, these tiny shifts in the way you see life, they're part of the activation. A quantum shift begins the moment you start questioning the version of yourself you've outgrown. It begins when you stop ignoring the discomfort you've been carrying. It begins when your spirit whispers, "You're meant for more than this," and you finally start listening. You might not feel confident about your future yet. You might not have everything figured out. You might even feel lost. But being lost is one of the first signs you're actually moving into a new chapter. You're not stuck. You're transitioning. And here's the promise I want to give you right now. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly what's happening to you, and you will know how to move forward with clarity instead of confusion. You're not here by coincidence. You're here because you're ready, even if you don't feel ready. Something in you is waking up. Something in you is expanding. And life is responding to that expansion by sending you the exact message you needed to hear today. This chapter is your confirmation. You're not imagining the shift. You're not overthinking. You're not being dramatic. You are evolving. You're shedding old layers. You're stepping into alignment with a deeper version of yourself. And the timing of this video is proof of that. So as you keep watching, allow yourself to be open. Don't judge what you're feeling. Don't ignore the thoughts that come up. Something inside you has been preparing for this conversation for a long time, and this moment is simply the sign that the process has already begun. You don't need to force anything. You don't need to know everything. You just need to stay present, stay curious, and allow the shift to continue revealing itself. Because the truth is simple. If you're seeing this, your quantum shift is already activated. And now, you're finally becoming aware of it. And this is just the beginning.
If you've made it to this part of the video, then you're already feeling something shifting inside you. And now it's time to understand what that feeling actually is. Most people don't realize that a quantum shift doesn't start on the outside. It starts within you, quietly. Subtle changes, strange emotions, new thoughts, unexpected moments of clarity. These are all signs that your energy and identity are moving into a new state. And once you become aware of them, everything starts to make sense. The truth is, when a shift activates, you don't wake up with a dramatic light show or some huge life event. Instead, you start to notice symptoms, small but powerful signals that your old self and your new self are pulling in different directions. You may have already been feeling these without knowing why, but once you see them for what they really are, you'll understand exactly where you are in your transformation. The first sign is emotional changes that don't match your environment. You might feel deeper than usual, or more sensitive, or suddenly uninterested in things that used to excite you. Or the opposite may happen. You feel strangely calm in situations that used to stress you out. It's not mood swings. It's your inner world reorganizing itself. Your emotions are shifting because your frequency is shifting. You're not breaking down, you're breaking open. Another symptom is sudden clarity. You might be getting random thoughts that make so much sense that they almost feel like they came out of nowhere. Ideas, realizations, new perspectives, little downloads that seem to drop into your mind. This is your intuition waking up. When your energy rises, your ability to see truth becomes sharper. You stop tolerating what drains you. You notice what you've been avoiding, and you start recognizing what you truly want. This clarity might feel new or even uncomfortable, but it's one of the strongest signs you're shifting. You may also notice your old habits falling apart. Things you used to do without thinking might suddenly feel wrong, heavy, or pointless. You might not enjoy certain routines anymore. You might not connect with certain people the same way. You might feel pulled away from old places or activities. This is not laziness or disconnection. It's alignment. Your old habits matched your old self. As that old identity fades, the habits fade with it. You're naturally moving toward what supports your growth. A fourth symptom is increased sensitivity to energy. This may show up as feeling drained around certain people, overwhelmed in certain environments, or more affected by music, conversations, or even silence. You might pick up on intentions or feelings faster. You may start trusting your gut more because it's louder now. This sensitivity is not weakness, it's awareness. Your emotional and energetic senses are becoming tools for the next version of you. The fifth symptom is a strange mix of feeling both confused and guided at the same time. You might feel lost, but somehow you know you're on the right path. You might not know what's next, but you feel something pulling you forward. You may feel like old doors are closing even though new ones haven't opened yet. This in-between feeling is a powerful sign of transformation. It means your old timeline is dissolving while your new one is forming. You're not stuck, you're transitioning. Another sign is that your intuition becomes stronger and more frequent. You may notice gut feelings, inner whispers, or sudden knowing. You might sense when something isn't right before you have proof. Or you might be drawn towards something without knowing why. This is your inner guidance speaking more clearly because the noise of your old identity is fading. What felt like a tiny nudge before now feels like a clear direction. The seventh and final symptom is experiencing more synchronicities.
repeating numbers, meaningful coincidences, seeing the same words or symbols everywhere, or meeting the right people at the right time. These signs show up more often when your energy changes because you're becoming more aligned with the path you're meant to follow. It's like the universe is speaking in little signs, confirming that you're moving in the right direction. If you've been experiencing even one of these symptoms, your shift is already in motion. If you felt several, then you're deeper into this transition than you realize. And if you're feeling almost all of them, then this moment, right here, right now, is exactly the confirmation you needed. Most people ignore these signs. They brush them off. They think they're overthinking or being emotional or just tired. But you're not ignoring it. You're here, listening, paying attention. And that awareness alone means you're waking up to your transformation. These symptoms are not random. They are evidence that something inside you has already changed, and your outer world is slowly catching up. You're stepping into a different version of yourself, and these feelings are simply the signals that you're crossing that threshold. You're not imagining anything. You're not mistaken. You're evolving. And in the next part of this video, you'll learn why so many things in your life might be falling apart or shifting in strange ways. Not because you're failing, but because your life is rearranging itself to match who you're becoming. This is the part most people misunderstand. But once you understand it, everything will start to make sense.
If you've been feeling like parts of your life are falling apart lately, I want you to take a deep breath. What feels like chaos is actually one of the strongest signs that your quantum shift is real. When an inner shift happens, your outer world cannot stay the same. The old patterns, old relationships, old beliefs, and old environments that no longer match your new energy begin to break down. And even though it feels uncomfortable, this breakdown is not a punishment. It's a sign of growth. Think about it like this. When you upgrade on the inside, anything in your life that's working against that upgrade starts to fall away. You may have noticed friendships changing. People you used to connect with suddenly feel distant. Conversations that once felt exciting now feel empty. You might feel disconnected from your old interests, jobs, routines, or even your old personality. This can be scary because it feels like you're losing stability. But what you're really losing is everything that no longer aligns with who you're becoming. Many people experience this stage as confusion. They ask, why am I losing motivation? Why do things feel heavy? Why do certain people irritate me now? Why does my old life feel too small? The answer is simple. You're outgrowing it. Your energy is rising, and the things that held you before can't hold you anymore. You're not going backward. You're not stuck. You're expanding. And expansion always pushes you out of anything that keeps you limited. You might also notice unexpected conflicts or emotional waves coming up. Memories, fears, old insecurities, things you thought you'd move past may suddenly return. This doesn't mean you're slipping back, it means you're clearing what needs to be released. When a shift is activated, the emotions that you pushed down finally rise to the surface so they can be healed, not avoided. It's uncomfortable, but it's freeing. You're not breaking down, you're clearing space. This is why the collapse phase is so important. Without it, you would stay stuck in a life that doesn't fit your future. Sometimes the universe steps in and removes things you wouldn't remove yourself. A job ends. A relationship changes. A path closes. A friend grows distant. Opportunities that once excited you suddenly feel wrong. These moments feel painful because they're endings, but they're also beginnings in disguise. You're not losing your life. You're losing the version of your life that can't go with you into your next chapter. And I want to tell you something that most people never hear during a transformation. The confusion you feel is normal. The doubt you feel is normal. The discomfort is normal. You're leaving the familiar, and even the familiar things that hurt can feel safe because you know them. But safety isn't the same as alignment. Staying with the old version of yourself might feel easier in the moment, but it blocks the future you're meant for. That's why certain things are falling away whether you choose it or not. Another thing you may notice is that your identity feels unstable. One day you feel strong and ready to grow, and the next day you feel lost or unsure of who you are. This is a natural part of the shift. Your old identity is dissolving, but the new one hasn't fully formed yet. It's like being in a hallway after walking out of one room but not yet entering the next. It feels like emptiness, but that emptiness is actually space. Space for the next version of you to emerge. Nothing is wrong. You're in transition. You might also feel irritated with things that never bothered you before. Conversations that repeat the same negative patterns drain you. Places that used to feel fine suddenly feel too loud or too heavy. People who complain or gossip may tire you. That's because your energy is rising and the lower vibrations you used to tolerate now feel uncomfortable. Your system is rejecting what doesn't match who you're becoming. And here's something important. Even though this phase feels like your life is falling apart, what's actually happening is alignment. You're being moved into a reality that supports your growth instead of limiting it. The collapse isn't a failure. It's guidance. It's clearing. It's preparation. Your path is rearranging itself so the new opportunities, new people, and new experiences can meet you. Think of it like a home renovation. Before a beautiful new room can be built, the old walls have to come down. It looks messy, noisy, and chaotic while it's happening, but the end result is transformation. Your life is in that renovation stage. The walls are coming down not to hurt you, but to rebuild you in a way that matches your upgraded energy. So if things feel uncertain right now, if you feel like everything is shifting too fast, or if your old life no longer feels comfortable, this is your confirmation. Nothing is wrong. You are evolving. You are leveling up. You are moving into a version of yourself that is clearer, stronger, more aligned, and more authentic. And in the next part of this video, we're going to talk about something crucial: how to stabilize this new energy so you don't snap back into old patterns, old thinking, or old timelines. Once you understand that, you'll be able to hold your shift instead of losing it. The next chapter is where things start to click.
Now that you understand why so much of your old life seems to be falling apart, the next step is just as important: learning how to stabilize your new energy so you don't slide backward into your old patterns. A quantum shift begins on its own, but keeping that shift alive, holding it, grounding it, and growing with it, that part is up to you. And the truth is, most people activate a shift but don't keep it because they slip back into old habits, old emotions, and old versions of themselves. Not because they're weak, but because they don't understand how to anchor the new frequency they've stepped into. That's exactly what you're going to understand right now. When you start changing from the inside, your mind and body take time to adjust. You're stepping into a new state of awareness, and your nervous system is trying to keep up. This is why you may feel overwhelmed, emotional, tired, sensitive, or unusually alert. None of these are wrong. Your system is rewiring itself. But to stabilize the shift, you need to give your mind and body something they rarely get: safety. Not the safety of staying the same, but the safety of knowing it's okay to grow into something unfamiliar. One of the most powerful ways to anchor this shift is to slow down enough to actually feel what's happening inside you. Instead of running from your emotions or distracting yourself, give yourself moments of quiet. Even a minute or two of stillness helps your nervous system settle. When your body feels safe, your energy stabilizes. You don't need long meditations or spiritual rituals unless you want them. Just breathing slowly, placing a hand on your chest, or sitting with your thoughts without judging them is enough. Growth doesn't need drama. It needs presence. Another important part of stabilizing your shift is letting go of old patterns with awareness instead of force. The old version of you had habits, routines, and reactions that matched your old reality. When a shift begins, those old patterns don't disappear overnight. They try to pull you back because they're familiar.
You might find yourself tempted to fall into old behaviors, old conversations, old toxic dynamics, or old ways of thinking. But instead of fighting these urges or beating yourself up, just notice them. Notice the thought. Notice the reaction. Notice the trigger. Awareness alone weakens the old pattern. You don't have to push it away. You simply outgrow it by seeing it clearly. To stabilize your new timeline, you also need to be intentional about the thoughts you choose to entertain. Your mind is powerful, and when you're shifting, your thoughts create momentum. Thoughts that come from fear, self-doubt, or old wounds will pull you backward. Thoughts that come from curiosity, trust, and possibility will pull you forward. You don't have to think positively all the time. That's unrealistic. But you can choose not to let old negative thoughts define you. When a limiting thought comes up, you can simply say, "That's part of my old self, not my new one." This simple statement helps guide your energy in the right direction. Another part of stabilizing your shift is aligning your actions with the person you're becoming, not the person you were. Even small actions matter. If your new self wants peace, make choices that bring peace. If your new self wants growth, choose growth even in small ways. If your new self wants to be around supportive people, start distancing yourself from places that drain your energy. These don't have to be big changes. Tiny, consistent actions anchor your transformation more than dramatic gestures. You're teaching your nervous system that the new version of you is real, safe, and possible. It's also important to give yourself permission to rest. Shifts take energy. Inner feeling takes energy. Letting go of your old self takes energy. This is why you might feel tired or unmotivated sometimes. Rest is not regression. Rest is integration. It's your mind and body processing everything you're becoming. When you rest, you lock the new energy into your system. You're not losing progress, you're strengthening it. And maybe the most important part of stabilizing your shift is letting go of the pressure to have everything figured out. Your new timeline doesn't reveal itself all at once. It unfolds step by step. You don't need the full picture. You only need the next step. And that step will always show up when you're ready. Trying to control every outcome pulls you backward into your old self. Trusting the process moves you forward. You are not meant to know everything right now. You are meant to grow into clarity at the right time. As you stabilize this shift, you'll notice something interesting. The emotional chaos becomes quieter. The confusion becomes less heavy. The old patterns become easier to recognize and release. The right ideas, the right people, and the right opportunities start appearing with less effort. Your intuition becomes clearer. You stop fighting yourself. You start feeling aligned instead of lost. This is the moment the shift locks in. Not when everything is perfect, but when everything starts making sense from the inside. You are not going backward. You're not losing your way. You're grounding the next version of yourself. And the work you're doing right now, understanding your emotions, releasing old habits, choosing new thoughts, taking small aligned actions, trusting the process, this is exactly how you hold your shift instead of losing it. This is how you step firmly into the timeline that's already waiting for you. And in the next part of this video, you're going to learn what happens after the shift stabilizes, what your new path looks like, what you can expect, and how your life begins to transform in ways you can finally see, not just feel. This is where everything starts to come together.
Now that you understand how to stabilize your shift, it's time to look at what happens next. This is the part most people never get to experience consciously, the moment when the inner transformation begins to show up in your outer life. When a quantum shift activates and then stabilizes, your reality slowly starts to rearrange itself to match the new version of you. And even though these changes may appear subtle at first, they become impossible to ignore once you know what to look for. The first thing you'll notice is that life starts giving you new opportunities that feel strangely aligned.
You might receive an unexpected message, an offer, a chance to do something you've always wanted, or a moment of clarity about what your next step should be. These opportunities may seem random from the outside, but they aren't. They're the reflection of your new energy. When you shift on the inside, life responds by shifting around you. The things that once felt out of reach start to feel closer. The things that once felt confusing begin to make sense. You don't have to chase as much anymore, because what matches you begins to find you. You may also notice that your intuition becomes clearer, faster, and harder to ignore. You get gut feelings that feel more accurate. You sense when something is right or wrong without needing much explanation. You might feel guided more often, like something inside you is gently pointing you toward your next move. This isn't wishful thinking, it's alignment. Your internal and external worlds are finally syncing up. Your intuition becomes louder because it no longer has to fight against old fears or outdated beliefs. Another thing that starts happening is the appearance of new people. People who feel like they're on your wavelength. People who understand you without long explanations. People who inspire you, support you, or challenge you in a healthy way. These connections may come through conversations, social media, work, or even chance encounters, but they won't feel like accidents. When your energy changes, your relationships shift too. Some people drift away because they belong to your old chapter, but new people arrive because they match your new one. You'll recognize them by how comfortable or energizing it feels to be around them. And along with new people, you'll also notice new inner abilities unlocking. You might find that creativity comes easier. You may start understanding things faster or seeing solutions more clearly. You could develop stronger empathy, stronger emotional awareness, or a deeper connection with your own inner voice. You might start having ideas that feel fresh and aligned, not forced. These abilities were always in you. They were just buried under layers of old identity. Now they have space to breathe. You may also begin to see your life moving into more flow. Instead of everything feeling like a struggle, things start lining up. You think of someone and they call. You need an answer and it shows up in a conversation, or a video, or a random moment. You feel stuck and suddenly get a burst of clarity. Flow isn't magic. Flow is simply what happens when your inner world and outer world stop fighting each other. When the inside changes, the outside smooths itself out. Another powerful change is that you stop needing to force things. You stop chasing validation. You stop trying to control outcomes. Not because you've given up, but because you finally understand that real alignment comes from trust, not pressure. You start choosing what feels right instead of what feels safe. You start listening to yourself instead of ignoring your inner signals. And the more you do this, the more life rises to meet you. You might also start feeling a sense of inner peace that doesn't fully make sense, especially compared to everything you've been through. Even if you don't have all the answers, even if things aren't perfect, something inside you feels calmer, more grounded, more stable. This is the peace that comes from alignment. It's not the peace of a quiet life, it's the peace of a clear spirit. It's the peace that comes from finally living in the direction of who you're meant to be. And perhaps the most beautiful part of what happens next is this. You begin to see yourself differently. You start recognizing your strength, your sensitivity, your purpose, your wisdom. You don't see yourself as someone who's lost, you see yourself as someone who's growing. You don't see your past as a failure, you see it as a preparation. You don't see your emotions as weakness, you see them as signals. You become more compassionate with yourself because you finally understand what you've been going through. Your new path won't reveal itself all at once. It unfolds gradually, one insight at a time, one opportunity at a time, one aligned moment at a time. You're not meant to know everything today. You're meant to take the next step, and then the next, and then the next. and each step will feel more natural the more you trust your shift. You didn't click on this video by chance. You clicked because something inside you is ready. And now, after everything you've learned, you can finally move forward with clarity instead of confusion, trust instead of fear, alignment instead of pressure. Your quantum shift is not something that will happen someday. It's happening now. You're in it. You're living it. And everything you experience from this point forward will make more sense, feel more aligned, and bring you closer to the version of yourself you were always meant to become. This is your new chapter, and it's already begun.